Hello there, and welcome back to my channel, Tanif's Thought of the Day. I'm Tanif. I thought I would share my thoughts on gig apps today. It's not going to be a funny or goofy video today. I'm going to be a little bit more serious. So I thought, I thought I would share my thoughts on gig apps. I haven't used a lot of them, but I've used a few. DoorDash and Uber Eats, of course. I've also been on Wag, which is a dog walking app. Don't think I've really done any other ones. I've tried signing up. So my opinions are, of course, going to be based on my experience. And my experience so far, I gotta say, unless you have a brand new car or you have tons of money, but then again, who of us that's using a gig app to make, side income is, has a ton of money, right? I mean, isn't that kind of the point? So, my experience has been that unless you have, a really good working car and you don't plan on doing this for very long, like let's say a matter of months or so, it's a fine way of making a little extra money. That's fine, possibly even full-time, but I wouldn't try and do it long-term. My car is very, very old, and my adventure at this didn't last very long because, again, my car is very old, and I ended up putting probably like over 2,000 miles on it within a matter of months. And that's a lot, considering that when I purchased it, it was already very high in mileage, and we had moved kind of across the country to where we are now, and it did fine. But once I did that, it's really been giving me, wouldn't say it's really been giving me issues, but it's been giving me issues, and I don't want to make anything worse. So, and of course, because I have an older car, nobody seems to want to help you, or they just want to charge you a bunch of money for work that does not need to be done. So anyway, my thoughts are, with Uber Eats, I think that would be my favorite out of all of the three of the apps that I've used. They seem to be the most flexible. They have, I've made, I wouldn't say the most, I've made decent money there. I like the fact that they're very hands-off, and they kind of just let you do your thing. You get to choose your what's the word your offers and things. Whereas DoorDash, they do a lot of this, behavior modification thing with the whole Top Dasher and all this stuff. And I actually ended up earning Top Dasher last month, but I ended up not really doing anything with it because every time I went out, I'd be out for like 3-4 hours. I'd make like 30 bucks maybe. And I was like, what is the point of this if you're only giving me these dinky little $5 McDonald's orders? It made no sense. So it was just like this, this is stupid. I'm not going to sit here and jump through hoops for a company that clearly does not appreciate the time and effort that I'm putting in to help their customers. And that was another thing that really, really drove me nuts about DoorDash, was that I worked my butt off for people. And you'd end up getting these passive-aggressive, 1-star reviews with no explanation why, and yet you're putting my livelihood at stake. For what reason? You haven't told me what I've done wrong. How do I change? How do I do better? So I was just like, what is the point of this if it's just going to cause me anxiety? And on top of that, my car is going to get destroyed. I realized very quickly that that once, I was making, I don't know how much I was making. It was like maybe making a few hundred a week, but every other day I was putting you know, buying a full tank of gas, and I drive an SUV, so that was not exactly, you know, a small amount of money. And I was like, wait a minute. So I made $700 in a month, but yet 500 of that went back into my gas tank. So then, where's the upside to this? I'm not really understanding. I really didn't appreciate the way that DoorDash didn't stick up for its drivers. And then I had some experience with WAG, and um, WAG at the beginning was not bad. I was doing this about 6 years ago. In the beginning, when I started, of course, I was also in the Bay Area in California, and it was fine. It was, you know, you during certain times of the year you get pretty regular work. For the most part, it was okay. There were some things about it that really drove me nuts, like completely and totally capable adult young men would rather hire someone else to go and take their dog for a walk, pay who knows how much, and yet have them walk the dog. And you know, it's like, that's ridiculous. Go walk your own damn dog. So I mean, I guess I can't really complain considering I got paid for it, but at the same time, there were certain instances where it was really frustrating because they live in an apartment complex or something where it was really difficult to get into. You try contacting them, they wouldn't respond, and then the dog also would act like very kind of bizarre and seemed kind of really unsafe. So I have done that one mostly because I love animals and I feel sorry for the animals, because nothing personal, but a lot of these pet owners that use, you know, these not all of them, but a lot of them seem to not really care that much about the welfare of their pets, because if they did, they would be taking care of them and then tipping, you know, they'd be tipping you a decent amount instead of, you know, $1 or $2. So anyway, that's my thought on pardon me. That is those are my thoughts on using gig apps. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you'd like. Have a great day.